What to do, YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review the 8th album by contemporary Christian music singer Natalie Grant. Basically, this product is called Hurricane, and it came out in the fall of 2013. So within fares about here, there's some excellent type pitches to get towards this product as far as these pitches can have, and excellent type fares within the aspect as far as talking about the particular. This combines like country music with like some EDM type flares that was pretty prominent like the early 2010s pitches like that amongst some of these type varieties. Looking after like the aspect, like the flare about it. Looking like after the aspect of like the flare about a pitch like that. Now this particular album came out around the same time as Katy Perry's Prism within these pitches as far as the first gonna happen. That was a particular pretty prominent album that had Katy Perry kind of cresting into later shift type eras for her. It's like she started to be a household name, but kind of she was a little mildly more mellow with that particular album, but she still was pretty prominent within those aspects, still pretty aspect to kind of mainstream staple pitch like that. But this particular fair, Natalie Grant feels like in certain sense, not to say like as if like jacking that particular flow pitch like that, but it's the aspect of being like a good, an aspect of like a very welcome kind of carbon copy of like particular type flares that in a lot of senses there's some songs off of Prism and just Katy Perry vibes from the 2013 album pitches like that have the aspect of some of these type flares within these pitches on this particular album. Just songs like Hurricane, the title track, and I would also say like Hurricane for All of Us, Dead Alive, some of these type ones, pitches like that, some of these type flares about it. Burn Bright and certain type pitches are kind of the flare as far as talking about within some type aspects. It's the tone of getting. It's a particular kind of sungaze type album within these pitches. So it kind of has country type about it on here, but it's kind of the pitch as far as saying it's just within the flare like some of those usual kind of makeshift type, drifting type ones that you would get just in the aspect of like the break free and kind of fares like that you would listen to at like 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4:30 p.m. pitch like that just after like the day fair. So it's kind of within those pitches, but this has a lot of good release on here within these aspects. Now within the fair, as far as talking about like the particular smoke type product or something within that variety, it's not to say within the aspect like it doesn't have, it definitely has tear up on here within these pitches, but it would just seem to be kind of it would seem to be kind of in a more relative kind of steadfast type leash with it as far as what's supposed to happen within the aspect. It would seem to be in a more steadfast type leash with it within the aspect of like the tear up kind of fashions on here. And it's not to say as if not getting like a shot or two of Bacardi, some of those type flares in your system, but it's kind of fair as far as saying it's not so much a healthier type album in the pitch. It's just the aspect that this is particularly just has faith about it within these pitches. I think that's just the variety. The tear up on here designates like the concept. It's not really kind of softer or taciturn pitches like that within sunset varieties and just kind of being quiet as kept or fairs like that. It's just kind of pitch that just has beliefs, and that's kind of the fair within the pitch. Now it's not to say beliefs like that in terms of the tone, but just the pitch as far as just like from what the flair about this album particularly was within these pitches, it struck me as like a religious kind of Katy Perry pitch like that. So it's the variety as far as saying, but looking after here, just being able to get towards some excellent type fairs within these aspects, just the variety, just a good, excellent kind of shot in the arm of like the continued kind of hit cresting into EDM type music and like the later shifts like the early 2010s pitches like that as some of these type flares started to pop off. Promotion of this album had 3 singles pitched like that, some type variety, so it's the pitch as far as saying these have some pretty apt type flares. Now within the pitch, it seemingly didn't chart as high on like the Billboard 100 charts, but did hit some Christian airplay type songs pitches like that, some of those type charts. So it's within the pitch as far as saying good excellent aspects, but good excellent aspects. So to say this album's going to get a 10 out of 10 pitches like that, I recommend all 10 songs in the standard edition. Now I could definitely get to returning to this album later on within these pages to review the extra 4 songs of this album on the deluxe as far as these first going to happen. There's like a Closer to Your Heart, Capital Kings remix, a David Thulin remix to This Is Love, an acoustic version of the title track Hurricane, and then the 4th song, which is the newer song off this project, which would be I Love the Lord as far as these pitch albums. So with an excellent type varieties pitches like that, but just being able to say, yeah, it's a thorough type album here, pitched like that. This excellent type variety is like a shot in the arm within like the aspects of kind of combining like makeshift kind of release and after effects of like some post-hour type sunshine pitches like that. This late day kind of date afternoons pitches like that, kind of bleeding into like sonic runs and fairs like pitches like Dairy Queen and pitches like Dairy Queen, Wendy's, fairs like that, sense of pitches with also like the varieties of like EDM kind of step out within pitches, like some good type fairs, just healthy kind of step out. Now within the variety kind of amongst it here within some type aspects, also the tone as far as saying that the turn up type variety is not necessarily as full bound designated where it has to be strictly Thursday, Friday, Saturday pitch like that. It's kind of fair as far as some of these type ones. Now it's within aspects as far as saying that's kind of, it's more kind of aspect within the tone of getting towards that when keeping in variety the aspect of not getting towards as much full bound kind of tear up But it's kind of the pitch that these particular tunes, the aspect you get, the aspect of the jump is definitely on here, pitch like that, but it kind of has the varieties of disc either type way, healthy or unhealthy pitch like that. So it's kind of pitch as far as saying just the aspect, and it's not to have complaints, not within the. And it's not with the complaint type tone pitch like that, but the aspects for saying just paying attention to like the product, so it gives you like grounds to be able to fuck around and get towards like some tarot, kind of getting towards the fashions of like step out within these products just more type days than just end of the week as far as those pitch. Gonna have some good time. End of the week as far as those pitch now. So excellent type pairs as far as those pitch gonna go. So paying attention to 3 singles off this product. Hurricane is the lead single of the title track. Good nice one here. Hurricane, the title track, feels like a nice Katy Perry lick, kind of sun gaze and late day frog to get here pitch like that. Just have like some sun, definitely have like some sun chips for a bay pitch like that. Sunset flares about it. Just some courtships kind of get to some of these stuff flares. Just being just some courtships in mind for a flame pitch like that. So just miss like the step out. Some courtships in mind for a flame pitch like that. To some of these type aspects, just being chivalrous, some stuff fairs within particular fairs, just from the aspect, just like laxing type fashion in the after type hours product, to just getting past like the day shift, and some Porsche type fair good pitch like that, just to catch up fairs like that. Definitely feels like plenty of songs off of Prism by Katy Perry, which was recent flares around that particular time. Definitely when you think of songs like Unconditional and some of those type ones, it's that same sort of sun gaze, good accent pitches like that. Closer to Your Heart is the second single. Some of these good type flares. It's like a fizzy, kind of dissonant, kind of Closer to Your Heart is like a fizzy, kind of dissonant, kind of dance floor sway to get here. Flares like that. This excellent kind of release of a song. This Friday in spirit as far as these flares can have. So just one pitch. If it isn't Friday and you wish it kind of were within sunset pitch, this kind of aspect. If it's Tuesday, you have a little bit more of the week to get through. Pitch like that. Just kind of some of these type Fridays that just kind of being chipper. Fairs like that. Just kind of aspect. Just like some good tear up. This is the Friday as far as saying bountiful type hit here within pitch like that. Just kind of aspect of getting towards some of these type ones. Just definitely just very much Katy Perry kind of carbon copy like within the aspects, just more within variety, just more within faith type aspects as far as what's not to say just like that as if it's foul, but not to say just faith as if there's gripe, but pitches like that, just some good type spice for us, these pitch Amex and type flares. So paying attention towards here, good type flares within the aspects as far as the pitch kind of happens, just same sort of tone to some of these type ones. Definitely feels like probably within the aspect, not so much like Roar by Katy Perry around this time, but just one of those type ones trying to think is full bound, like maybe definitely feels like something Katy Perry or Rihanna would have done around that particular aspect, like the flare of this like 2013 kind of flavor David Guetta. 2013 kind of flavor David Guetta type flares pitch like that amidst like this dance floor kind of fizz type steps pitch like that, this 2-step type song to pitch, but it's the aspects for these flares gonna go. Get some jive going. Burn Bright is a hitting type one. Third single here, nice flare about this. Good, nice products. It's like a rainy and gripping. The third single, Burn Bright, is like a rainy and gripping kind of makeshift pier to get here pitch like that. This typical kind of blase, I'd say something that fairs just have like a Bavarian donut for flames, something that pitches. Just kind of be like within the flare, have a Bavarian, something that pitches within it. This crapola kind of ears for these pitch amps. So this kind of aspect of flame, some of these type aspects, just in the particular product, like the blase type air, just having a crapola type day, just being all ears towards. If Galler said folks having like a crapola type day pitch like that, just kind of being all ears towards it as far as these pitch amps. So just within the varieties as far as saying just getting towards the product of this. Listen in type mode pitches like that, so it's that first one pitch, but just kind of the products as far as these fairs can happen, just also with an aspect like a good drift along, just getting makeshift goings going within pitches like that. It's kind of aspect like that particular fair. Plenty of these type ones popped up. Plenty of these type ones popped up prominently throughout the 2010s pitch like that. So just the variety as far as saying. Burn Bright is another type one that feels just like Unconditionally by Katy Perry pitch like that. So just the aspects for us saying just some of those sobering and gripping type ones that were kind of within the aspect like early 2010s type bite and just robustness as far as those post games. Just kind of straightforward, steadfast type one to get towards the grind of it factor like that. Just kind of within the pitch, just like the day grease and elbow grease as far as those post games, but just within the pitch for us saying definitely within variety. Once again saying have a Bavarian, some stuff aspects in the tone, but just paying attention like the Farrah disc. Some vibe check type airs pitch like that. The rest of it sounds pretty classic within these ordeals as well. Just getting towards the product here. Just being able to say plenty of these type ones, like some of these EDM type aspects on here are pretty excellent. Like Dead Alive's a real hitting type ones, like a nice EDM and vanilla kind of turn up to get. Just Get Crunk definitely. It's Your Birthday type flare. It's Your Birthday type flare pitch like that for flame some type aspects. Just kind of some good gas you up type ice pitches like that. Yazzo's later, some type aspects. If you don't know Yazzo's ice cream type or good ice cream brand pitch like that, but some aspects. It's kind of good, nice song to have flame and folks like that just in general kind of unleash. So just get towards the product disc. fuck the shy shit kind of today pitch like that. Just kind of get crunk within the aspect, just kind of get some loud pack kind of going, just break out of like the doldrums type aspects and stuff pitches, but just kind of fair as far as just like just getting crunked is kind of the tone. This is a pretty steadfast type fair. Like Katy Perry within aspects was kind of pretty good back in like the Prism and like the 2010 album, the Teenage Dream Confection album pitches like that. Some stuff right. She was pretty good about doing EDM and makeshift type songs within the pitch as far as like the variety of kind of making like dance floor kind of step out kind of within an SFW type sense as far as just like being compatible with coworkers and just to miss like fairs where you do possibly have work just within the next 8 hours after getting sleep pitches like that. So it's kind of variety. Some of those ones. This particular starlet on here. Natalie Grant, does like the same thing as far as these pitching albums within the variety as far as getting towards like the fair about it. Just kind of the pitch of this like particular tunes just amongst like straightforward kind of get crunk, but just the releases on here as well, just within a more composition type fair pitch like that. For all of us, is a good nice one. This follows like the hit single Hurricane. This is like a good 1-2 punch within that same sort of variety pitch like that. So definitely liking Hurricane, that particular snap, and this radio flare about that song. It's a good nice one as a follow up. So for all of us, good combo with Hurricane, like I was saying, just some 4 o'clock p.m. kind of day drift. Some 4 o'clock p.m. kind of day drift here to kind of get just a slow dance type soon. This is a slow dance type song to get within these varieties pitch like that. This very smoky romantic. It's very smoky romantic flares about a good pitch as far as these aspects kind of have, and this gordita to kind of have nearby, so as that pitch kind of get crunked a little bit. Just the aspect, just some enjoyment if it's not full bound to miss the dance floor pitch like that. But just good nice one. Say Cheese has some folks. Good aspects to Say Cheese to have flame kind of cheesing a little bit within these fairs. Just kind of aspects sneak a grin in or two, so as the basket and the tone about it. Good flares about some of these type ones. In the end is the hitting type ones, like a good in the end is like a good gravel road kind of town strut to get a neighborhood kind of run pitches like that. Just need release as far as these folks can have them. Just grab like a Pepsi. Y'all and the folks or a gal in mind have like a Pepsi, something good to kind of have like the spices dance on your tongue pitch like that. Just kind of so nothing's kind of spit within these fairs about it. So just kind of neighborhood type strolls and get alongs within these pitches. This is a more country-esque type one within these pitches. I think within the aspect there's traces possibly that particularly Natalie Grant was a country singer pitch like that, but some excellent type varieties getting towards some of these tough flair on here. Very much gravel, more gravel roaded, kind of more old-fashioned pitch like that. Just more antique scene. Seemingly more antique and thrift store type fashion pitch like that, but just some good aspects kind of paint the town as far as like the aspect and not just a tune, one of the few type ones within the pitch that has like the aspect of like varieties that's not makeshift kind of commute or more kind of dance floor type bops pitch like that. So this aspect as far as some of these type ones to just go for like a shop type aspect with an old fashioned type sounds good type fairs about it. Not to have gripes within the topic flair about it, but good pitch like that. So good aspects. Born to Be is the hitting type ones, like a countryside and orange skies kind of gander to get pitches like that. Just some outdoor kind of fresh air, I definitely say good pitches. Just some outdoor fresh air, I definitely say good pitches like that. Just some Cool Ranch Doritos, definitely have nearby some of these type fairs, but just kind of get some weekday memes kind of going. This particular one has Gary LaVox off of Rascal Flats on here. It's definitely a pretty country fried type one pitch like that. Reminds like Taylor Swift off the Red album from 2012. Some of these type pitches. Jason Aldean within a but just less robust pitches like that. So this is kind of variety as far as some of these type areas. It goes kind of good with like in the end as far as these pitches can happen, but in the end feels more like afternoon kind of lunch rush type area. Just old fashioned kind of gravel roads. This particular one just feels like more orange skies kind of 5 o'clock. This sunset type areas. Some of these type aspects are definitely like the particular tone of this. Outback type flair with just snacks nearby, some type aspects. Probably sneak in a smoke or something like that within these fairs within the aspect of like whether or not it's going to be a gripe factor about a good pitch amongst these stuff fairs. Just weekday type memes to throw in some type aspects just with a tone of disc. Kind of within SFW type mode. Not quite as much full bound of miss like the Blitzkrieg. Kind of like a transit to kind of get to it like the conduit type aspects. It just kind of not necessarily Monday type dredge, but also not necessarily Friday type spice either. So just kind of picture this weekday type first kind of have with some of those type aspects. Just kind of some good midweek kind of grooves pitches like that. Good flares about it. Whispers of hitting type ones like a sunlicked and traffic kind of drifters to get here. Just good nice one to grab Sonic with Flames. The next and aspects like that. Sunset Fair. Just kind of an aimless but jubilant type song I'd say here. So this kind of aspect just not much really. Just kind of a nonsense type song. Not to say nonsense in terms of quality, but it's the pitch just aimless within the fair about it. Jubilant type fair, just new outfit kind of day. So just pick out like an outfit type fair, hit up like Old Navy or some of these type places. Just see how a particular gal would look in like a new spicy type outfit, pictures like that, sense type varieties, just some time waste kind of get shop till you drop type varieties with an aspect of just kind of random and just impromptu pitches like that. Excellent type pitches about this album, flares good pitches like that. When I leave the rooms, a hitting type ones, like a wind down for a spell type 10, some of type aspects, just appreciate like the good nice flares to appreciate the quiet and tranquil as far as these players gonna have like a latte for flaming wine since that pitch. So just the aspects as far as like these particular players gonna go. It's kind of within the pitch like a song like Burn Bright. It's kind of the variety of this. Peaceful enough to kind of hear a pin drop since that pitches, or just the aspect like particular fares that just feet up high since that pitches, just recline type fares since that aspects, just soft spoken kind of cozy type bit since that tones within the pitch. Now it's within a good pop after hours kind of Spotify type bleed pitch like that. So this the after effect of this pop music to kind of listen to, where it's kind of makeshift kind of coast on the way home. So instead first with just like a drift along and just probably past 5 o'clock p.m. pitch like that, but also just the fares of this like after hours kind of soft speak pitches like that within the fares, but a good pitch like that. Another nice one on here would be This Is Love, good accent. The hit song This Is Love is good, excellent products, pitches like that. It's like a solid feeling, froggy kind of evening scene, have a go, sends the bastards in the tone about it, just hitting kind of EDM, I'd say, pitches like that, just some straight loud packs as far as these pairs gonna go. So this one the pitch as far as saying, paying attention like the blisteriness as far as these pairs gonna have a good combo with the good several of these type ones, like Closer to Your Heart and Dead Alive, some of these type ones pitches like that. This Love is good, excellent aspect with some of these further type varieties. So just the pitch as far as saying this the aspect, particularly getting some of these Katy Perry type ones that just feel like within the tone. It actually feels more like the Teenage Dream type album with songs like particular E.T., some of those type ones within pitches like that, some of those particular type ones. Is actually, I have purchased like the Teenage Dream from 2010, but I don't know that album is full bound within these pitches because I haven't reviewed it within the commonplace just yet, but it's kind of variety as far as saying some of those type ones that just feel like dance floor type, snap of rumbles, good pitch like that, some of those type varieties within the pitch as far as those pairs going to go. But this excellent kind of social roundup pitches like that as far as the flares the spice is going to have. So flares about it, real high pitches like that, just the variety as far as these pitches going to go. Just the flares about it as far as the aspects going to happen with it. So this is the variety as far as saying this the particular it is. The faith is on here, pitches like that. So when you pay attention more to like the lyrics and stuff aspects, kind of the tone as far as saying it's just basically just once again Katy Perry type flare, just an aspect this more within religious type bite about it. So it's just an aspect for us saying 10 out of 10 album, social score gets a 10 out of 10. Now within these pitches, the variety kind of amongst it, the aspect about it here, the commonplace about this album, it was popular enough within the aspects kind of within variety, but it's kind of similar to NF within those pairs where it seemed more kind of within. It did not cross over as full bound to like the Billboard 100, some of these type pitches, which is surprising because the hooks, the melodies, the affability, the production type fare, all the composition of this particular album is pretty spicy within these pitches. It feels like a natural candidate for some of these type products. It is something that should be kind of in large type commonplace. Now, it might have been within the tone as far as saying, not to say it would have jacked Katy Perry, but it's just kind of pitch as far as saying just question those particular type varieties if you would have had like the Pepsi to her Coca-Cola within those pitches as far as like the variety getting 2 stars within these pitches that have like the same similar type flair and cadence about them pitches like that. So this variety as far as saying was good excellent products about it. Some of these type ones, the EDM type songs on here really hit pretty heavily pitches like that. Just kind of some good vibes, kind of get diva caked up sense of pitches. Get Gal and other folks type going to get crunk and cut loose as far as those first albums. So just bust loose, get out of the doldrums, whether it is a Tuesday, go into like the EDM dance floor, just pitch like that, some stuff varieties hitting up like a Sonic or a Dairy Queen, some stuff airs on top of that, try out some new cute outfits, some stuff pitch from the tone, some of these stuff assets, Chlorine Doritos and like Porsche stuff airs, some town struts for like some thrifting, pitch like that, some stuff varieties, aspects within the tone behind it, just good action type fairs, some makeshift kind of get along, some stuff fairs, just rainy kind of fair, just typical of like songs like Unconditionally by Katy Perry and pitch like that, some stuff ones that were just like the aspect of like the usual kind of sobering type grippiness, so just the variety, pretty sparky type album, trendy typeness to 2010s, definitely a good variety pitch like that. It's a classic type ordeal. It has a lot of biting avenues as far as these first albums, so just excellent with the pitch like the flair. So paying attention like the future. As of these particular type varieties, I want to say Natalie Grant has at least dropped albums up to 2023 within these pitches, so hopefully we get some further type players pitched like that, because this was a pretty blistering type one, excellent products like that, just a real excellent kind of shot in the arm with a lot of throwing hybrids of things that are pretty interesting within these aspects, just overall biting an excellent kind of engaging album that has a lot of fun factors. It has a lot of fun factors and pretty high supply of this particular product, I'd say.